What's up everyone? M-Falcon here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. So for this one, we're going to be looking at some information about Gengar Day. So for this coming up, Gengar Day, you're going to have all Gengar raids for 3 hours. And in those 3 hours, you can encounter a shiny Gengar and you'll be getting the moves Lick and Psychic. Those will be exclusive moves to those 3 hours. You cannot get it anytime after that besides trading. So, or evolving, which we'll get into the gist of that in a little bit. So I want to kind of go over and have a kind of a raid guide, talk about the stats for Gengar, the moves, your counters, what you should be looking to do there. But here's a good kind of infographic from Pokemon Go Hub. Definitely a great website. Check it out. It tells you the CP, basic overrun of counters, and a little bit of info about the day. Basically, what you need to know is Gengar raids for 3 straight hours. You'll get 5 free passes to do 5 raids. Any more, you have to buy premium passes, or if you have a pass from the previous day, you can get 6. So it's all going to depend what you're going to want to do for that day. So with that being said, let's get into Gengar stats and start our guide from there. Alright, since we've done a video on Gengar before, I'm just going to go through his stats fairly quickly and get to the important stuff that you're going to want to know. So, Gengar, Ghost Poison type, a max CP of 2619 with a very impressive attack stat of 261. This is why we're using Gengar in the game. That attack stat is fantastic, along with the move Shadow Ball. Very good. He is a glass cannon. He will get knocked out fairly quickly because of the low defense and the low stamina, but you will be doing a lot of damage overall. So his weaknesses, the ones that you want to keep in mind for Gengar Day: Dark, Ghost, Ground, and Psychic. I would lean more towards the Psychic and maybe the Ghost, just because there's better Pokemon in those categories. But if you happen to be somewhere where it's sunny, lucky you, Groudon will be a very good Pokemon to counter Gengar because of the poison typing that is weak to ground types. So, and I won't go into the CP because that was in the little infograph before this, and it's going to be different because for Gengar Day, he's going to have tier 4 stats, so not his normal tier 3 stats that we can normally rate him as. So it's going to be a little higher in CP, so just check that infograph in the beginning of the video to see those numbers. But next, let's go over the moves. Currently, right now, Gengar can know Hex and Sucker Punch, but for those 3 hours, it will have access to the move Lick, which is a very good move. And then charge moves: Focus Blast, Psychic for those 3 hours, Sludge Bomb, and Shadow Ball. So what you're going to want to keep in mind is Lick is going to be on par with the legacy move Shadow Claw as far as overall DPS. So it's going to depend kind of what you prefer. Shadow Claw does more damage. Lick, it does a good amount of damage and helps him kind of deal damage quicker throughout a battle versus Shadow Claw, which is high damage all the time. So knowing that, Lick will be a good substitute for Shadow Claw if you were not able to get any Shadow Claw Gengars. So Lick is going to be something that you're going to want to keep on your Gengar. I don't see it being any I don't see Sucker Punch being useful at all when you can just have Lick. And then charge move wise, my thought is keep a couple of Psychic Gengars just in case there's some kind of move rework where the attacks get buffed or nerfed. Psychic is kind of weak right now, but there is a possibility that it could get buffed later on in the game, or it could be more useful when it comes to PvP. So me personally, I'm going to hang on to at least a couple of psychics, but I'm mostly going to go for Shadow Ball. Get Lick, Shadow Ball. That's going to be your best option for Gengar. So that is what you're going to want to go for. As far as the moveset that you're going to be going up against, really the only one that's kind of scary is I believe just Hex and Shadow Ball. It's not going to know Lick or Psychic. You just get that for beating Gengar and then catching him. Focus Blast will be a little bit more scary if you're using Tyranitars, but other than that, if you have enough people with you, you're not going to get to a point where you're using a lot of Tyranitars. And you'll see with my team where I place Tyranitar, I don't expect to get to him most of the time, but he's a good resistor besides the Focus Blast. So overall, you're going to want Lick and Shadow Ball on your Gengars after that day. And then again, keep some Psychic just on the off chance. It's always good to have some future tech when it comes to this game, because there's always improvements, there's always things coming down the pipe. So definitely hang on to one. And now we'll go into the counters. Alright, so let's go over the counters for Gengar. And as always, I go to Pokebattler and I have it set for Extreme Weather, No Friends bonus, and Best Attackers by Estimator. So it's going to just look at the overall best attackers. And then Unknown Moveset, just to get an overall picture. And top 6, we're looking at Mewtwo, Gengar, Tyranitar, Groudon, Metagross, and Latios. So a little surprised with the Latios, but he does have a decent moveset there. Psychic, again, not the greatest right now. Zen Headbutt's okay. But he does kind of last a little bit longer in battle, so I can see why he makes it up here. The Mewtwo is what you're going to want to focus on. Shadow Ball Mewtwo's fine, Psychic Mewtwo's fine. He's got a great attack stat, so you're going to be fine with him. Gengar, of course, Ghost beats Ghost for whatever reason. Tyranitar is good, just watch out for Focus Blast. Groudon, again, to take advantage of the poison typing. And then Metagross, just that Meteor Mash is just phenomenal. So it's not a surprise it makes it into the top 6. As far as additional counters, Alakazam, Gardevoir, Psychic, Double Psychic, Executor is good, Absol's fine, and round it off with Salamence and Rayquaza, just pure dragon moves. And, SP on Houndoom too, why not? I like those too, so. Well, that should give you a good idea of what to use. And next we will get into the team that I will be running against Gengar tomorrow. Alright, so let's quickly go over the team that I'm going to be running against Gengar. So I'm leading off with 4 Mewtwo's. One has Psychic and the rest have Shadow Ball. I probably will switch out the Psycho Cut on the middle 2 here to Confusion just to get the overall damage, and then I end it with Bite, Crunch, Tyranitar. My thinking is Mewtwo, high attack stat, best Pokemon in the game, so you're gonna be dealing a lot of damage with Mewtwo. Shadow Ball will be kind of a problem against Mewtwo, but for the time that Mewtwo is out, he's going to be dealing a ton of damage, no matter if you have a Psychic or a Shadow Ball Mewtwo. So right there, it shouldn't go past the first 3, I say, Mewtwo's in my team. If it gets to the fourth one, that's fine. What I'm thinking is Tyranitar at the end, 2 of them. He's good at the resistance for most of Gengar's moves, besides Focus Blast. If that's what I come up to, more than likely Mewtwo is just going to take it and I won't have to worry about Tyranitar. But if it's, say, Shadow Ball, Gengar, my Mewtwo's probably will go down, and then I can finish off the Gengar with Bite Crunch Tyranitar, because he will resist the ghost moves, the poison moves, all that about Gengar. So that's kind of my thinking. Makes sense to me. We'll see how it goes when Gengar Day starts off. If I notice that my team is struggling, I will switch it around. There's plenty of good counters for it. But I think this is a solid team, especially since most of them are leveled up to either 35 or close to 35, it looks like. So yeah, this is the team I'm going to be running. So hopefully it gives you a good idea of what you want to do when it comes to Gengar. And hopefully you found this video helpful, and good luck out there. Hope you all get shinies, hope you all get good IVs, and just have fun with it. Alright, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell icon so you're notified whenever I post a new video. And I will catch you next time. Take care.